Okay, the long-term effects of the musculoskeletal system. Okay, one long-term effect is muscle hypertrophy. Hypertrophy is when the muscle becomes bigger due to the fact that when, let's just say, when a weightlifter performs like big, high amount of reps, his muscle rips, his muscle fibers rip as they are put under stress. So this allows the muscle to, after through protein, which can be found in, say, protein shakes or your egg or your chicken, the muscle repairs itself. So the muscle will then become bigger and stronger. So Eddie Hall, as you can see, Eddie Hall is doing seven reps. So through hypertrophy, you'll be able to gain at least, let's say, 9 or 10 reps. Another long-term effect is increased myoglobin, mitochondria. Mitochondria is where energy production is occurred, and the myoglobin is where oxygen is stored. As you can see, as mitochondria increases, mitochondria produces energy called ATP energy, which is broken down to glucose and oxygen. And then the muscle can store myoglobin with twice to oxygen. As a result, this allows Mo Farah to perform a higher rate as he has more energy in his body. And this will benefit, like increase in mitochondria myoglobin will benefit your cardiovascular endurance and aerobic activities. Another long-term effect is glycogen and fat stores. Glycogen is the stored form of glucose which produces energy, and then an increased amount of glycogen stores allows the body to have more energy, so it's more available. So let's just say, if you're a walker, will be able to run longer and perform better if he has more glycogen in his body, so the body can use more energy. We have more energy access. Another long-term effect of the musculoskeletal system is increased muscle strength. The body requires muscles to work, so the muscles are put under the muscles have a high demand. So this causes overload. Through long-term exercise, the muscle adapts. This allows them to do more repetitions with high amount of reps. Another long-term effect is the increased tolerance to lactic acid. Lactic acid is energy system which is a side effect of an energy system which is caused by anaerobic exercise where oxygen occurs. So effects of lactic acid is fatigueness, burning sensation, and shin splints. You can the body tolerates lactic acid. It does this by removing the lactic acid, so it improves the capillarization, oxygen and CO2, which is the CO2 and oxygen exchange. This benefits aerobic and anaerobic exercise as they can last longer without being injured. Okay, bone calcium is another long-term effect, increase in bone calcium. Bone strength due to bone strength is due to stress, such as weightlifting. So the more weights you lift, the more stress you put on your bones. So with a higher amount of calcium, the more you can lift. Calcium can be found in milk, and with more calcium in your bones, you prevent osteoporosis. Osteoporosis is when bone rubs on bone. Another long-term effect is ligament stretch. Ligament stretch is when the ligaments become more pliable and flexible. This allows for a wider range of movement. So this will benefit gymnasts as they will be able to perform better routines without injuring their ligaments or joints. Another long-term effect is increased tendon strength. Tendons join muscle to bone. With increased tendon strength, the cartilage thickens, which improves flexibility. As I said before, Paul Valseppel will perform better as he has more movement in his joints. As I mentioned before, the cartilage thickens. The hailing cartilage thickens found on the outside of the bone, which is found here. on the edge of the bone. This protects wear and tear, and also the hyaline cartilage absorbs shock, so the body does not, the bone does not break. Also, it prevents osteoporosis, which, as I mentioned before, which is bone and bone friction. Synovial fluid. With long-term exercise, synovial fluid is increased. Synovial fluid is a lubricated fluid. It provides a fluid so the bone does not rub on bone. The synovial fluid is produced by synovial membrane. This synovial protects the cartilage, so osteoporosis does not happen. Okay, long-term effects of the cardiovascular system. One long-term effect of the cardiovascular system is cardiac hypertrophy. The left ventricle becomes thicker. The heart increases in size slightly. As you can see from the picture on the right, the left ventricle wall has become thicker. The right ventricle, left ventricle wall has become thicker. This increases stroke volume. Stroke volume is the amount of blood ejected by the heart in a contraction. Also, this increases cardiac output. Cardiac output is the amount of blood pumped per minute. This also leads to the resting heart rate decreasing and recovery time decreasing, will be explained later. Resting heart rate. Another long-term effect of the cardiovascular system is resting heart rate. As one person regularly exercises, the resting heart rate decreases, so the heart does not need to work as frequently. So a resting heart rate of, let's say, Jessica Ennis will be lower to a resting heart rate of myself, because she's always training. Also, another word which describes the low resting heart rate is bradycardia, which is slow heart action. The next long-term effect is capillarization. Capillarization is increased number of capillaries. This improves the capillary network, so oxygen and carbon dioxide gaseous exchange increases, so there's more amount of oxygen in the body and less amount of oxygen in the body. This benefits aerobic activity, so they have a longer amount of energy, oxygen in the body, in the working muscles. Increase in blood flow. Increase in blood flow is due to cardiac hypertrophy. There's a greater amount of blood pumped around in a single beat, so the heart does not need to work as fast as the heart, and there's more oxygenated blood going to the muscles. This also increases the efficiency of blood oxygen transportation, which is the amount of oxygen going to the working muscles. Another effect of long-term exercise is low blood pressure. Low blood pressure. Through regular exercise, the pressure of blood decreases. However, for a fit person, the pressure of blood will recover to its normal quicker than an unfit person, as there is less strain on the heart. Recovery time. Recovery time is the rate the heart returns back to its normal resting rate. So a fitter person will recover faster than an unfit person. One can improve his recovery time by performing interval training. Interval training is when you perform at different intensities. The long-term effects of the respiratory system. Vital capacity is a long-term effect of the respiratory system. This increases the supply of oxygen to working muscles. Also, this leads to minute ventilation. Minute ventilation is the volume of air exhaled inhaled in a minute. As a result, more fire will have a bigger vital capacity than, let's say, a shot putter, so he will be able to have more oxygen in his body and his muscle will receive more oxygen. Another effect is the strengthening of breathing. The strength of breathing muscles increase. The intercostal muscles and the diaphragm become stronger. This increases the chest cavity. The chest cavity as it undergoes hypertrophy, so more air is breathed in and breathed out. So more air is drawn in, so more breathed out. Increase in oxygen diffusion. Oxygen diffusion comes from the capillaries, as mentioned before. So the more oxygen can move around the capillaries to the tissues. As there's more oxygen in the blood, the performer will last longer and perform better. the energy systems. The aerobic and anaerobic energy systems. As I said, mitochondria does increase in size. This increases the enzymes. The ATP can be broken down by the enzyme into glucose and oxygen to provide energy. The more enzymes you have, the faster ATP breaks down, so the more effective it is. Also, these enzymes also break down fat, which is another energy storage. So the more energy stored in your body, the longer you can last without causing any injuries. Another, the aerobic enzymes or the glycolytic enzymes. These increase the efficiency and effectiveness of glucose breakdown increases. Use of fats. Use of fats has a long-term effect on energy systems. The use of fats are increased. As I mentioned before, fats are the store of energy stored in the tissues. So the more fat you have in your tissues can be converted very quickly into usable energy. So as more fat is stored, just this will be able to run longer without using too much energy. Actually, using enough energy. This will also reduce weight. Thank you.